Kilted
Kilted
balls.
balls.
Did I mess you up with my song?
I started doing something. I realized I didn't breathe right to start it.
So, hey, welcome back to the Kilted Balls podcast. We're going to be
Yes.
talking about crypto today. But before we talk about crypto, I just want to say, Kilted, I loved your tweet that was Web 2 Kilted and Web 3 Kilted.
Thank you. Thank
good.
you.
Did you see Taco Bell released one today?
I did not see. I haven't been on Twitter today. She did one.
Yes, get on Twitter. It was about 5 or 6 hours ago. She released one, and Taco Bell's is also good. So for those of you who don't know the fad, people are posting two pictures. And the picture is you when it was Web 2.0 and you when it's Web 3.0. So Kilted has a picture of him when it was 2.0 with his dragon head on, and then he has our logo for Web 3.0.
Yes.
And Taco Bell has an actual taco, and then she has her taco logo, which is pretty funny, I think. And I don't know if there's any difference between Ballbuster 2.0 and Ballbuster 3.0, because Ballbuster existed in both. So
that is hilarious. She said she was going to do hers. I was waiting for it to come out because she had made a comment on mine that she's going to have to wait.
No, my gosh. Yeah, that is terrific.
That was amazing.
The big news for people, and don't know how long it's going to last, but it's exciting, is our market has been green. Market's green.
Yes.
Bitcoin is up to 44, so we're moving back up.
Yeah.
Finally, so that's good. ETH is up to 3,100, so it's moving back up. So life is good there.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm excited about, which maybe I shouldn't be, but Gala right now is at 37 cents. It's 37.9. And you may be saying, what? It's 37.9 cents. What you may not remember is, like, when the dip happened, I go, that's the one I'm going to buy on the dip. And I don't remember how much I bought. What did I buy? Like 5,000 shares or something?
I almost sold some, but I couldn't remember what the low price I bought was. So I'm like, I'm just keeping it.
Well, I bought mine for 17 cents.
Nice.
And I haven't sold it yet, but I probably bought 5,000 shares, and it's gone up 20 cents a share.
That's
or a coin, or however we want to refer to it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I need to check right now is, and it hasn't been doing, it's been doing exactly what I said it would do, is I bought Algorand to stake, because you get a 4% return right now on Algorand. And so I threw $1,000 at Algorand at 97 cents, and it has gone up to like 103 or 104 and back down to 101.
Yeah.
So I think the highest I've made so far in it is 10%, but I don't really count that, because really what I'm doing is trying to get my 4% return.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see it in the green.
Yes,
right?
That is really nice.
So at least right now, we played the dip. I played the dip okay for two stocks. Like, I didn't throw all my money in it like I wanted to. If I had, I would have come out a millionaire. So, risk reward.
Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned it it might have been last week, but I said I started listening to Crypto Life. I'm pretty sure I talked about that. So I was kind of torn at first. I liked some of the things he was saying, a lot of technical analysis. And but anyways, I was just like, you know what? I do like what he's saying. He has a Patreon. It's $100 a month. So I joined it. And the very first day, just following what I need to
wait. Can you explain what you're talking about? So you paid $100 a month.
Yep.
For
to join
what?
a Patreon. Oh, I guess people don't. I'm sorry. So, audience, if you don't know what Patreon is, it's like a club, maybe, like where you pay somebody monthly, and then you can be part of their club. Because like, the first Patreon I ever did was when we first met the Hideous Laughter Gang, and it's a way to support artists.
So that's what I knew. I'm like, it's a way of supporting people. Like, if you have somebody who does a lot of porn that you want to support, they'll have a Patreon. So that's why I was just sure that
I thought that was OnlyFans.
Yeah, you can do OnlyFans. There's Patreon. Yeah.
Oh, see, I
But
didn't know that. So
it's a way to
yes,
support people you like. You give them money, but this sounds different. This sounds like you're giving him money, but you're part of his club.
same idea. Well, he does a live broadcast every single day. So weekdays
Okay.
it's 10 to noon, and Saturday and Sunday it's 8 to 10. So every single day he does a live podcast or a live broadcast on YouTube where he's doing technical analysis. He's talking about different coins and things like that. And that's what I was listening to. So with the Patreon, then I can get like behind the scenes stuff, where
Okay.
he's talking and not giving financial advice. He's not a financial advisor. He just says what he sees in the market.
Okay.
And the first thing
Different
that
from what he's saying in his live stream.
yeah, because some of the stuff is earlier. So like just before we got on, he had posted something on the Patreon. Because for me, think that the biggest change this week, I've started swing trading. So I'm mostly using my KuCoin account where I can get in and get out, make 10, 15, 20%, poop in, out, just to make sure. And like I'd set up a stop loss, like if I'm not going to lose more than like 5%. So I'm doing those things.
This is with cryptocurrency?
Yep.
I didn't know you could do like limits and stop losses and your normal stock stuff with crypto.
It just depends on the platform you're using.
I use Coinbase and it's not really there, right?
Yeah, it might be on Pro, but it's not on Coinbase.
For sure, not regular.
And then like I said, I've been doing it on KuCoin, and I've been doing it a little bit on I don't remember. Anyways, so that like the day that I joined, I was listening to his live podcast, and he was talking about Bitcoin is going to skyrocket, and that's when it was low. He bought some at 43 something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put $1,000 in. I'm going to buy some now too. And I bought some, and it was like at the bottom of that line, and it started going up. So I made my 15%. We were talking about that on Polo, and then I should have stayed in. Obviously, it's gone up a lot more, but I was like, okay, I made my 15%. That's what I was shooting for. And I just got out, and then I put it into something else. So each day I've had 2 or 3 different trades going where I'm trying to get that $100, $150, $200, out of the 1,000. So it's been really fun. I don't want it to be something that's taken over my life, and I haven't done any margin. He doesn't talk a lot about margins. He'll make references to them because you can X more, but you can also X more when you lose.
Right.
But yeah, I've been obviously super happy with it so far and only been part of it. He does do classes where he teaches you how to do the technical analysis and draw the little lines and all that stuff. And I'd like to do one of those as well.
So each day, have you been successful? Have you been doing 100 each day?
Yeah.
But the market's going up, so you should be successful.
The market is going up, yes.
And
go ahead.
So when you say swing trading, how is this different than day trading?
I think it's the same idea.
Okay, same idea.
I would consider day trading more like stocks, but I guess it's day trading with crypto as well.
Okay.
He just says swing trade, so that's what I call it.
I understand. Okay, so it's whatever lingo he's using, you're using. Yeah. Okay.
But it's been a lot of fun. So, but the interesting thing about it, well, 2 things. Let me say this first, is that besides like, he doesn't ever talk. I mean, if people ask and they give him like $2 during the live chat, he'll do any technical analysis on anything and give his opinion. But like, he doesn't really like if it's a super low cap or like seems like a rug pull, he's just like, I don't really like this. But he talks about a lot of different things. So one that ends up coming up a lot, so people in the group really like, is Gala, which is awesome because I'm very invested in Gala. And then also, of course, XRP, which a lot of people really like XRP, but when you're doing something like that, it doesn't really matter what the company is about, like what they're doing. When you're looking at these small time frames, like, a day, a few hours ideally, but like the one I bought yesterday and I just sold today. So it was over 24 hours, but I was able to pull out and make the extra.
Do you have any like probably you don't. I used to have this issue with day trading. Like if you're making $100 a day because you're doing $1,000, right? Isn't that what you were playing with?
Yep.
Don't you sit there and be like, listen, man, I really wish that it was that I used 10,000. So I'm making 1,000 a day.
I have, but I'm not that comfortable with it yet. I'm not comfortable enough with it yet.
Right.
But what I've been doing, I've been taking my extra gains and putting it in Bitcoin. So I'll take my $150 that I made and buy Bitcoin with it.
Okay. So your Bitcoin account's growing bigger the whole time.
Yep.
Which is kind of nice. That's kind of good, right?
Once I get more comfortable, you're exactly right. That's when you go to the 5 or the 10,000. And actually, because I put some money in that account and it was just like sitting there and I'm like, oh, I was trying to do something with it and I didn't really understand how to do it. So I just bought some more XRP because I believe in XRP and I'm in for the long run. Sure. But then when it goes from the 60 cents that I bought it for to 84 cents, I was like, okay, that's a little bit more money to play with. So I pulled that and it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there in USDT and just, waiting. So if I end up seeing a message and I look at it and it looks interesting, then I have that ready to go. But it's been really fun. I like the guy. I almost sent you guys one of his short clips, but it didn't go through the text message.
Well, that's really interesting. If I had time, which I don't right now, but when I have time, it'd be fun to play with you doing this. When I used to day trade, that's what I had to do. Like I couldn't do it. I realized really quickly, like I couldn't sit there and try to play the ride. And so what I did was I just set a goal. So like for me with my stocks, I was like, what am I going to be happy with? And I was like, I'm always happy at 10%. And so I would buy the stuff. Yeah, I'd buy the stuff and it would hit 10% and I would sell. And I would buy the stuff and it hit 10% and it'd sell. And so crypto's a little bit different for me because for me so far, my crypto's always been, I want it to 2x or I want to use it to ETH and I want to buy an NFT and have that 3x or 4x or 5x. And so crypto's a little bit differently. I imagine if we were going to play the game, I would probably set it at like 50%, right? I'm going to make 50% or 30% or 20% and cash out. Boom, wait for the dip, buy it, cash out. But I was doing similar this summer, remember? Because Jason was like, be careful, be careful. And I was like, dude, it's like $1,000. I'm not worried about being careful over $1,000. But it was the same thing where I was like, I'm going to buy it. And I watched it go up and I sold it and I bought it again, but I was only playing with ETH. So,
and then on Coinbase, some of the fees can be a little bit higher too, which the KuCoin is super low, which is nice.
Are they? That's important because that was my issue, right? I think I talked about this a long time ago. My issue when I was day trading was I was making good returns, but Coinbase and taxes were eating a lot of the returns. And I didn't have the time while I was doing my day job to do it justice. So I'm like, it's not worth doing it while I'm doing a day job. Maybe when I'm bored again, I'll do it again. So that is awesome. So huge movements. Now, it's the bear or it's the bull right now. Do you think you can do that during the bear?
I think from what he says, they have been doing it during this little bear run, but I wasn't part of that group then.
Okay.
So I imagine with the knowledge and how to read it and how to do it, because everyone's looking at all their different things. Like there's all the people that are part of the group, and in the what did I have to get? I had to get a new app, Telegram. I had to get a Telegram because that's how they communicate on there. So other people are putting up their stuff. Like, this is what I'm looking at. Is this a bull pennant or not? It looks like it to me. Or is this a cup and handle? It looks like it. Am I doing this right? And some people who have done it longer, they're very confident with their things. And then he's on there as well, a crypto lifer.
Well, and I mean, honestly, if you're feeling good, with the amount of money we're playing with in crypto. So, I mean, Kilted obviously put a ton of money in crypto to begin with. I put a lot less. He's added to it a lot. But if you just took like a normal amount that we have played with in crypto, and you started doing this with a not a huge amount, you could, if you were doing just 10%, be fairly successful.
Yeah. And
Bear
that's
run
the
or
thing.
bull run, it doesn't matter. And if you're on the side here going, what do you like? Why is this different than stocks? Why is because it's so volatile. Like during the day, these things are jumping up and down, and stocks don't traditionally have huge like wiggles.
Yeah, where it can be a 10% candle, like
right
in a minute chart.
In a minute, like it can go boom. And so if you're anticipating that and you're good at what you do, even if you're not good at what you do, so like you could have bought at the top your $40,000 Bitcoin, and you've been waiting this whole time as it dropped to 30, but guess what? It's at 44 now.
Yeah.
So you're back up. So what it becomes is you've got to wait. If you're confident that it's long-term going up, it's just a wait.
Yes. I'm sorry. It was 37 when I bought Bitcoin. That was the bottom. I misspoke earlier because I'm like 42 sounds too low. It was 37.3.
It's 37.
When
so
I,
you
when
made
when I was
listening,
the day that I joined.
Yeah.
No, because I sold it at 15% gain.
Right. But again, that's my point. So if you put in $10,000, here's my point. You put in $10,000, which might be more than some people can afford, right? But 10,000 might be all right. And you played this game and you said 10%, which is honestly a super low margin.
Yeah.
You're making $1,000 a day. Every day you're making $1,000 a day. For those of you who can't do math, that's 365 days.
It's not bad. It's not a bad living. I mean, I don't know if you've ever lived on 300K a year. It's possible. I guess it's closer to 400 because it's 365.
And that's not counting you rolling it in.
That's what I was. That was a tough decision for me because I was like, yes, I can roll this up and each day is messing higher. But then I was just like, well, I want to accumulate more Bitcoin. So that's why I decided, but still that's moving as well. So it's kind of compounding.
If you are doing it compounding, you're not doing it compounding yearly, you're doing compounding daily.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about huge gains in a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know about my listeners, but if you compounded that over your 365 days, you're not looking at 365,000 at the end of the year.
Yes.
Your 1 year of work is millions of dollars. And I could probably be pretty happy with millions of dollars for a year's worth of work. I'd probably chill for a bit. I'd go visit you in North Carolina.
Even like the $100 a day. I mean, because that's what I get on Townstar right now. Because Town is low. Actually, it bumped back up, so I was over 100. But yesterday, a friend, he was like, because I had said, I made a comment. He's like, well, because he was asking how things were, and I said, well, it's much better than last week. I'm almost back to the beginning of the year, like what my numbers were. So my total portfolio of crypto has gone up dramatically.
Right.
And I was like, I said, and my Townstar is going back up because making over $100 a day again, being a professional gamer. And he's like, well, I'm going to laugh at you about that. He's like, I'll always laugh at you about that. I'm like, go ahead. Like, there's no shame in my game. You can laugh all you want. I like it, but I honestly don't understand the joke. I love him, but yeah, I was just like, he just doesn't understand.
Well, I just don't understand the funniness. Like, even for me right now, so we were talking about Townstar just a little bit ago, and I jumped on to Townstar, and I jumped off, and I made my 50 town, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I was seriously on for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I just made whatever that 50 town is worth. I don't even know. $10, right? So I made $10 for 30 seconds of logging onto my computer and logging off like I'm not even playing right now.
Yeah.
And you're making 100 a day doing the same thing. So you could be doing this every 10 seconds. No, I mean, not every 10 seconds, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm going to laugh at you. Yeah. I mean, it takes me the same amount of time it takes me to pick up the $100 and put it in my pocket if I found it on the ground.
Yeah.
And would you laugh at me then? Silliness.
Yeah, it was funny.
The actual term for that is not going to make it. So that person is not going to make it. So
yeah, well, I'd asked if he needed me to buy his Ethereum, and he said he's fine. So he's bitter. He made some bad investments last year, so he's a little bitter.
Well, and that's so. Hey, you made some bad investments. Maybe look at the guy making the good investments. And just like that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here going, hey, if you're making 10%, let's sync this up, right? Like you've burned me on a few things, but overall I've been pretty successful. So
you're the one who told me to get the unicorn. So
the unicorns were not great.
And those little beaming guys. I'm bitter.
But you didn't tell me to not sell my World of Women. That would have been good. Those things have like skyrocketed.
I said they were going to 10.
You did say that, but you didn't say don't sell. They're going to 10. You said, "Oh yeah,
I sold my
3 or 4
mine at 3."
You're like, "Yay, money!"
3 and one at 4. Yeah.
Well, friends, hope you enjoyed this episode with what we've been doing with crypto in the past week. We'll keep you updated. We'll see if Kilted can continue this streak of 15% gains every single day. I think that'd be wonderful. We'll let you know if I get involved. Right now, don't quite have the mental capacity and time, but in a month, my brain will come back online and we can start working again. So
do it.
That'll be awesome. So thank you for joining us. And this is Ballbuster signing off.
Kilted Dragon Jer. Love you all.